G'day, it's RJ here from the ALiVE dev team, and this is the Simple Mission Tutorial episode 8. In the previous episode, we set up some support for our players so they can call in AI close air support and AI transport. So in this episode, I'm going to look at the intelligence modules. These are modules that give players a little bit of feedback as to what's going on in the battlefield. So at the moment with if you've got debug turned off on everything, you're going to have basically an empty map, which is good for some groups. Some groups like to do their own recon and mark positions of enemy on the map and do things like that. But if you would like a little bit of feedback about what's going on in the wider battle, you can use the intelligence modules. So let's place down the military intelligence module, and that's all fine. And all we need to do to that is to sync it to an opcom that we want to provide intelligence on. So in this case we'll just sync it to the enemy opcom. And let's see what happens. Okay, so we can see that intel has been delivered via the radio, and this is pretty much random. It'll just sort of pick a few of the objectives that opcom is defending or attacking or reconning. In this case we can see that 3 objectives are being defended by opcom. Usually with like the whole map you'd only get a partial view, but because we've only got a few objectives at play, it'll probably cover most of them. So this just gives a little bit of visual feedback as to where the enemy are, and you can see now that it's starting to fade out, so the intelligence will age over a certain amount of time. I've got this running at 4 times speed, so it'd be a little bit slower than this normally. Got some recon and attacking intel come through, so that will generate a new set of markers. So I can see we've got a few sort of ideas of where troops are coming from and where they're headed towards. Okay, so we can see by syncing a military intelligence module to an opcom will give sort of a randomized and limited intelligence on the forces. If that sort of intelligence is not enough, we can place the military sector display. So this doesn't need to sync to anything, you can just stick it anywhere. I'll just put it down here so it's easy to see, and all this will do is highlight any sectors that contain any faction. So let's give that a go. Okay, so you can see that the military sector display is marking where all the units are. So you can see that the solid blue are obviously blue 4 and the solid red are op 4, and you get the sort of purple colour where there are units from both factions. And that'll redraw over time to sort of update every X minutes. We can also add, if you wanted to know, if the players wanted to know what sectors players are in, we've also got a player sector display. So we just drop that down. That'll mark whatever sectors contains any players. Okay, so you can see that I moved myself out a little way. You can see that it's displaying where my player is using a green sector.